Morning, everybody. Wilfie here. I'm on my way to work. It's a parking lot here on the tollway. Waiting for my refund, SunPass. Get on that, guys. So I figured I'd blather at my phone for a little while and talk to you because you guys are awesome. You're the reason my channel keeps going. Even though I'm very upset about the last couple of live streams I did, I think I had one viewer yesterday while I was playing Clear Sky.
There's a 7-minute slowdown caused by a crash in 1,000 feet.
Nice.
We're still on the fastest route.
Okay. So there you go. That explains it. I guess some cars went boom boom up here. Anyway. Yeah, so yesterday's live stream, I didn't have many viewers. I think there were 2 or 3 people in chat. Oh, I got my first spam bots on Saturday, and then yesterday I got a Nazi bot. It was neat. They posted the, like an big ASCII art version of the swastika, and they got it right. It was in the right, the right direction, and it was symmetrical. I was impressed. Like, hey, neat, you actually got it right. So, I think they got really offended that I laughed about it and didn't do anything. Because they said something in Russian, and then I think I just said cheeky breeky back, and they laughed and said, you're all right, and then they wandered off. So that was exciting, but I think that was, well, no, there were a couple people towards the end that came in, so I appreciate that. Thanks, guys. But, the first hour or two, I think I played by myself, and, that's fun in limited doses, but eventually you get sore. I'm kidding. So, yeah, that was a thing. I know Clear Sky, Stalker Clear Sky is probably the least favored of the 3 games in the series. That's disappointing because there's a lot of good ideas in that game, and it's still a lot of fun. It's easy to get your butt kicked, and I think that's part of the fun. I'm fidgeting in my backpack for product placement. So I'm just kidding. Sorry, guys, I'm babbling and distracted because you have to be when you're driving. Damn it. Get my hand. There's too many pockets in my backpack. Okay, I got 3 of them. Good. It's time for generic 5-hour energy drink. I'm tired and I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I have to make up for no sleep with chemicals. Better living through chemistry, right? Anyway, I did actually have a topic today I wanted to talk about. I try to do these videos with an idea in mind instead of just rambling. I know stream of consciousness can be interesting, but sometimes there's just nothing useful in my head. And it's less interesting to hear me babble about nothing. So my topic du jour, the prompt for this is the recent assassination of some asshole in Iran by our glorious commander-in-chief. And I say that just to infuriate the people I'm going to be mocking. Of course, President Trump didn't go personally and kill this shithead. He had our highly skilled military do it. And, good for him, and good for them. They got the sucker, and the Iranian government is suitably pissed. They've actually gone and put they've promised an $80 million bounty on President Trump's head in retaliation for killing this guy. I forgot his name, and I'm not going to bother looking it up, because he was just another piece of shit terrorist who was responsible for killing lots of people. And I think was part of he was the person that gave the go-ahead, for the attack that killed an American and took hostages over at that embassy in Iran. I think it did. Something like that. Doesn't really matter. An anti-American Iranian is dead, and that's a reason to celebrate. And I know that's kind of offensive to some people, mostly, well, really all liberals. which is really weird. And I'm going to get to that. When I say Iran promised an $80 million bounty on Trump's head, what they mean, and they said this, is that they're trying to raise the money. They're actually trying to crowdsource an assassination of the leader of the free world. And I think that's just adorable. Obviously, they can't do this through GoFundMe, but they're acting like they're broke. They have billions of dollars to pursue a nuclear program, but nah, they can't pony up to put a bounty on a political opponent. Idiots. But that's just the lead-in, really, to the rant that I have. And that's focused on this idea of the liberals are so viciously upset at President Trump for killing an enemy of our country. And it is so backwards and mind-blowing that they would be upset about this in the first place. What gets even better, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Just let enemies stomp on us? Like, well, we'd like you to stop killing some of our people, but that'd be really nice, and we're not going to do anything if you don't stop, so just stop, okay? That'd be nice. It doesn't work that way. If you want people to stop doing violent things to you, sometimes you have to fuck them up. Now, there's an entire contingent of people who think that words are violence, and therefore, if you say something mean to somebody, they're allowed to fuck you up. That's not true. That's not how it works. And when you do that, you can end up getting fucked up worse yourself. And that's what we have prisons for. And guns. Oh, and here's the accident. Yeah, I'm going to be here a while. Anyway, so that's the start of this. The real issue I have is that people who get upset about practically everything President Trump says or does, they're really just, well, they suffer from Trump derangement syndrome. We've all seen that. But where it gets interesting is they're rooting for him to fail. They want him to be wrong. They want him to suffer defeats politically and financially. And I've always had a problem with that kind of thinking. It also bothered me when the opposite side was saying and thinking the same things about President Obama. When you're rooting for the president to screw up or fail at something, you are actively rooting for the other team. You're openly hoping America suffers some kind of malady, just so that you can say, the president sucks, I was right. Like, when I hear, of course, the objections to the execution or the assassination in Iran is that, oh my God, this is going to start World War III. No, it's not. No country is going to go to bat for Iran. And Iran is barely a regional power. They're going to shake their fists angrily at us, and they may send a few unpleasant people or activate a few unpleasant people in this country to go bomb something. And when they do, we'll go bomb more of their shit. And it'll be a back and forth thing until they run out of explosives. We have more, just for the record. But it's really weird when people hope for a war like this. They're practically masturbating at the thought that we're going to get a war out of this spat with Iran. Even though the truth of it is, no, we're not. We're bitch slapping Iran. We're knocking their dick in the dirt with our superior dick, and that's really the end of it. It's empty words. They can't do anything back. Nothing substantial. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the money. They don't have the military. Nothing. They don't have a capacity to cause us too much grief. And if they do try, we can cause them more grief until they stop. But it's so weird to hear people just practically craving a new war. And these are liberals. You're supposed to be the anti-war type. But you're kind of feverishly masturbating at the idea of us getting into another war. Just to prove Trump wrong. It's kind of like the same people who keep enthusiastically encouraging the economy to fail or crash. Like, yeah, I proved that Trump is an asshole and he's horribly bad at managing the economy. Hey, where'd my job go? Why are you firing me? Like, well, maybe you can pay your rent with smug anti-Trump tweets. Maybe that'll work. My mortgage company doesn't seem to accept angry tweets in lieu of mortgage payments. Although my escrow account, they might actually take angry tweets to boost the dollar figure in my escrow. I have to check with them about that. But it's just crazy. Whenever you hope or wish for your political leaders to fail, you're actively begging the world to bend you over and screw you. You don't want the economy to crash, you idiots. Really, it's bad. Just ask all the crappy clickbait journalists who got laid off this year. Wow, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars involved in that wreck. Woo! Well, back to warp speed. Yay. Get over. And so it just cracks me up that you're constantly rooting for the wrong team, or at least you're rooting against the home team, when you sit back and hope for some malady to befall your elected leaders. And obviously, if you disagree with something specific and you'd rather face the outcome or the fallout from a specific failure of your leadership's platform or some specific thing they're trying to accomplish, fine. People who are opposed to Trump building a wall on the south border with Mexico, they seem perfectly willing to deal with the consequences of not having a physical border or a physical boundary on our border. And that's an increase in illegal immigrants, a depression of wages, and a strain on the social safety net that we have in the United States to try to support an increasing number of people. Oh wow, there's another accident over on the other side. There's a busy tollway today. No refunds. Neat. See? Rubbernecking. That's how things slow down. But yeah, it's just... I guess people are okay with that idea, but just this general hate of President Trump leads to people just rooting for everything he tries to be a failure. But he's trying to run the country. You don't want him to fail. It's just the silliest thing in the world. In exchange for being able to say, I was right, you'd really rather live in third world squalor with shitty healthcare options, non-working utilities, and just basic stuff. You shouldn't want that. You should want there to be some success. You want the president to do a good job. Of course, some of you just want him gone. Well, that's a bummer. Vote him out in 2020. That'll be fun to watch. Wait a minute, it is 2020. Vote him out this year. You can do it. Really. I promise. It's totally doable. Oh, sorry. I'm an asshole, but Just can't get over how crazy people get about the guy. He could seriously post a message on Twitter saying that water is wet, and we would legitimately have people writing articles desperately contacting scientists and trying to get some roundabout way of saying, well, actually, in some cases, water isn't actually wet. You don't get the water. Water doesn't get you. You get the water. You get wet. Water's not wet. He could say the sky is blue, and you'd have people posting, nuh-uh, it's actually aqua or cyan. At night, it's black. Racist. You don't want to mention the black one, do you? You can just see this shit writing itself. He could post that breathing oxygen is great, and a lot of his enemies would die holding their breath. Wait a minute. Hey, Trump, get on that. Because that'd be funny. That actually kind of really... One of the things I enjoy most about him is his shit posting on Twitter. It's just great. Anyway, so that's my rant. I just think it's ridiculous that people are so desperate for a win against their president that they're effectively rooting against their own team. Like, you want your economy to fail. You want your country to go to war. Even though you're anti-war. How stupid can you be? If the economy fails, you could lose your job. Or your parents or your family could lose their jobs. Or your business could fail. All sorts of bad things can happen. Why would you wish for that? I don't know. People are stupid. It's fun to watch. So, that's about it. And hopefully I've offended somebody. As far as channel news goes, I've got some more Stalker Clear Sky videos to post. Oh, and also the end of Shadow of Chernobyl, so don't worry, I did actually finish that game. And I did record it, so there will be, I got to finish uploading that stuff probably later this week. And this coming weekend, I'm hoping to finish Clear Sky so I can get into Call of Pripyat. If you'd like to see me play something else, feel free to mention it in the comments. Or hop into my next stream and just say so. No guarantees that I'll actually do it, but I'm always open to suggestions. Like to hear what people think. So, yeah.
In 2 miles, take exit 5 for Florida 435, Kirkman Road.
That's the one. So have a good day, everybody. Hope you didn't lose too many brain cells watching this. And, yeah, see you next time. Take care.